5-star James. I don't care what stars they give you. You're 5-star. You've been a 5-star, which is much harder. Listen, man, University of Miami fans want to know one thing. Does University of Miami have a chance to get James Williams?
Definitely do have a chance.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida.
When you on the field, is it pregame? Like, is it ever? Are you ever afraid? Do you ever feel fear, or do you ever feel pressure?
Nervous.
You ever feel pressure?
Not one bit.
None of that.
No.
Who's been your tough defender? Like, who's guarded you the tough?
Yeah, who's the toughest person to play?
I don't see nobody.
I knew this.
Nobody.
Man, he was gonna give it the damn hood.
That's what I'm for. I'm a playmaker. I love receiving. I love to catch the ball. I love to go over people's head.
Yeah.
So I just got to do what I do.
University of Miami, they land you, and then they land the number one. We call him football player, number one player in the nation, James Williams.
Yeah.
Both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties. And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, but like a striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more of the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's what's
Because
up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses. And we're gonna he can feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety, and then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety.
Right.
So I feel like we're just gonna make each other better.
Yeah, James played free safety. He wanted to play free safety, and he was big on that. But James will never be back at free safety. James be close to the line, the linebacker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's
just him helping his team win.
That's his chess. Yeah, that's it. That's him playing chess with the team. I told him, kid. I covered James since he was that big, bro. I've known him all his life.
I just feel like every time it's just man on man. If he wins the battle, then there goes the play. He doesn't break on the run, or if this person like doesn't take that step, or certain things. It just, I feel like you beat your man every play, then you got the best chance to stop any team, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-star. Lean loyalty. 6'12", 276 pounds.
Yeah. After that, I just started going crazy. Tackles after tackle.
Yeah, the first play was like a tackle for loss, like 6.
Yeah.
Dog, they didn't touch you, like.
Yeah, like they did.
Explain to me, dog. Like, what is that about? Like, how do they not? You 6'5", 300 pounds. Is it something? Is it a swim move? Is something you do? Like, they don't see you? You're teleporting? What's going on?
I'm too fast for it. Long.
They don't realize you that fast when the game starts. Like,
I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, I just gotta show the world. Like, I'm the true 50. I'm the next 56 up. The next. I'm gonna just go crazy this year. Like, show people like, wow, at 56. Like, show them like I want to take care of my mom. I want to put in a big house, stupid cars, big pool in the backyard. Put on for my brothers, my nieces and nephews, like coaches. I think all of them boys for like having me here at this like position that I'm in now, cause like it took hard work and dedication. Without all of them to guide me in the right path, I wouldn't be here today. So I think all of them for like helping me out. Like, yeah.
It's gonna take 3 motherfucking days, and that's what?
Big time players step up in big games. All the criticizing, all that, over, baby. Big time players step up in big games.
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Yeah, I'll file off in here, hit the like button for me. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on, man? We got 50 in here, man. We got 50 in here. We got 50. We should hit the like button, man. Should have 50 likes. So hit the like button for us, man. I'm D, about to talk about everything from Bitcoin to ball. We want to get down with IOD Squad, 786-405-9499. Check out my IOD Squad right now. 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, just send a text, say IOD Squad. Something like that. I'll figure it out. Got a couple comments in here, man. You got to get the IOD Squad. The IOD Squad. Only the members can drop the IOD Squad emojis now. These things right here. I'm sure everybody can see that. Only the members can drop those IOD Squad emojis. If you want to become a member, I talk that trash, but we all figured that out on the same day at the same time. I ain't even know it. But only the members can drop them. And if you want to become a member, I gotta put the link right there, huh? If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. And I'm gonna link is in the description. And I'll pin the IOD Squad link in the comment section. I feel like I say this every day, and it don't matter. People still call me and be like, "Hey, I need the link." Like, man, what? Say this every day. But I got you, dog. I got you. It's on me. I got Rich in the back, man. I'm about to bring Rich in here. In 1 second. Hold on tight back there, dog. This week going pretty fast. Thing moving, ain't it? There goes the link right there. It's pinned at the top. If y'all don't know what Investor IOD Squad is, that's our Discord, man. We got 150 people in there where we talk about investing. We trade every day. We just jumped in the Apple trade. Wait up, did we jump in the Apple trade? We just jumped in the Apple trade. Let me see. We just jumped in the Apple trade. We even on that. We're in the Twitter trade. We're up 40%. We're in the AMC trade. We're up 32% on that. We're down on a few. We're going to get out a few of these, like EBIX. We got to get out of there. We talk about crypto, NFTs, the future of all this stuff. I was on the phone with Luke talking about the metaverse this morning. But yeah, if you're not sure about that stuff, man, get in there, join the community, man. If you're not sure about it, that's the reason you need to be around some people you trust. You know what I'm saying? And understand it. And understand what's going on, what the future will be. And you guys grow together. Not being sure about it and afraid to get in the community is like, yeah, I don't know. The ground is really hot on a hot Miami day. And you know the ground hot and you don't want to put on shoes. That was a horrible analogy. But I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say. That was a horrible analogy. But I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Not being afraid and not knowing is fine. Not wanting to ask a stupid question, that's fine. But then again, if you don't ask the question, you'll just stay stupid. I just made that up. But I like it though. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask a stupid question, because if you don't ask the question, you'll just stay stupid. So get in there, man. Ask questions. Talk it up. I'm in there. Some smart people in there, bro, that know a lot about a lot. And man, you can just watch us trade. You can copy what we do, and eventually it'll make sense to you. Chris Young say what? That was a bad analogy, dog. That was horrible, dog. That was horrible. Hey, that was horrible, dog. I don't know. That was horrible, dog. Man, I look really close. I don't know. I look really close today. Why do I look so close? I don't like being this close, dog. I look really, really close today. I wonder why. So, bro, real fast before we get going, man, I just wanted to talk to y'all today about just about it says everybody listen, huh? Shaman I know what's tonight. We're gonna talk about that a little later. Just wanted to talk to y'all about Streety, you've been around Susan too much. Y'all love yourself some Susan, dog, don't y'all? Y'all love yourself some Susan. Rich, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Huh? I caught y'all God, huh?
Yeah. I'm up here doing some research, looking some stuff up.
No, I just I'm for a second. I'm just gonna talk to him a second about sometimes I sit down with people and I kind of train them or coach them on social media and I realized, dog, you know what I realized? I realized that people's biggest hurdle is themselves. That's the largest hurdle in your life is you. How did it become that way? I'm sure Rich got some scientific Clemson class he took where he can go back and talk about psychology. But let me tell you for a second. A lot of times, y'all, your largest hurdle is you. What do I mean? Because I know you've heard this before, kind of cliche. When people see me, man, sometimes I go to the game, I'm walking, and I'm not famous. I'm not Michael Jackson or anybody of that nature. Not rich at all. Just studied a lot, understand money, and one day I'll be rich. When y'all see me getting out of Lamborghini, it's over. Don't DM me, don't talk to me, don't do nothing. It's over. Just leave it alone. Street gone. Y'all find somebody else to follow. But when I'm walking around, like, people want to talk to me, they want to take pictures with me. They always say, man, I love what you're doing, man. I love what you do in the community, man. I love what you did for the kids. I had a dad walk up to me at Publix, say, hey, man, my son went from 8U all the way up to college, bro, man. What you do for kids and give them that extra opportunity is priceless. And I always looked at my girlfriend Kia and be like, I told you sleeping with somebody famous. You better act right. She think that's so funny. But I'm here to tell you, bro, listen, it's whatever it is you love doing, that thing you love doing, whatever it is, whether it's digging ditches, making pies, fixing roofing, whatever it is you're passionate about, that thing that you'll do for free. If you would just live in it and do it, your gift or whatever it is, eventually, like Will Smith say, the world is like water. It eventually just moves out your way, you know what I'm saying? And then people will conspire to help you, like the book The Alchemist. It's not some extra. Others may have more talent than others. Like, maybe everybody can't sing like Beyonce. I remember once I left a football game to go see JayZ and Beyonce perform. And I wanted to see JayZ, not necessarily Beyonce. But when I saw Beyonce on that big screen, she looked like an angel or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to see her in person, it was like, I got it then. I understood it. So others have talents, different talents. We all have talents. You know what I'm saying? She chose to live in hers. We all have talents. You know what I'm saying? We all have talents. You all have things you can do. If you would just say, if you work a lot, take an hour out your day, 2 hours out your day, 3 hours on the weekend, and then just start living in that thing that you do. You too, you know what I'm saying? You too can have a getaway or build something with something that you don't mind doing. That's something that you would do for free. I never really get up and say, "Damn, Rich, we got to do the morning show today." I don't ever say that. No, I don't say that. Damn, I got to go see Shawnard and Western tonight. No, I got to figure out a way. I got to go see it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get the kids ready.
Exactly.
Yeah, I never say that. When I walk in there, it feels like when that game is starting and the band is playing, it feels like a vacation, a getaway. It feels like a safe haven. It feels like a safe haven. But no, man, I know YouTube lies about the numbers because I can't go to Publix without people noticing me. And it's only because I chose to do something to do something that I love, you know what I'm saying? And worry about the money later. Like, hey man, I'm gonna do this 8 years ago. I'm gonna do this because I love doing it, and I worry about the money later. And because it frees me, it frees my mind. And 8 years later, me putting in hours, now you look at me and you hear me tell these stories. You hear me tell these stories, and I could talk about all these stories and seeing all these guys only because I was standing on the sideline at 9 o'clock in the morning in this hot sun with a fucking camcorder, and you were home eating waffles or fucking, I don't know what you was doing. And when people call me the fake Generation X and they call me the fake ESPN and all that, I didn't really pay attention to them because I kind of looked at it like, I kind of looked at it like I had a vision and I saw where I was going and I saw where the world was going and I saw where social media was going. And I just knew that they didn't understand. I'm saying all that to say this. There's no secret sauce. Like, I didn't go see the fucking wizard. Like, me and Rich didn't get into the Yellow Brick Road and go walk down and go find the wizard and he fucking deemed me, hey, Street Footballville, 400,000 followers. That's not how it happened. It was a bunch of failures, a bunch of figuring shit out, a bunch of losing, a bunch of, damn, why my numbers ain't moving for 6 months. And it was a lot of that. And then a lot of getting back up. And it's what you see today. But there wasn't any magic or anything that happened. What I did was I had a mentor, a guy I would listen to, and I can't lie, he helped me a lot. He helped me with the mindset part of it, because like I said, your biggest obstacle is you. You being afraid of what people think. Your biggest obstacle is you wanting to stand in the crowd and throw apples and not be on the stage. I don't like all that attention. Yeah, there's some people like that. Twan in my camp, Twan doesn't like attention. He's invisible. You'll never see him. There's some people, I guess, like that, but a lot of times it's just from a place of fear. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's just from a place of fear. You don't want to win. You don't want to be different. You want to be just in the crowd so you could talk about the people. You could Kanye, man. Kanye crazy, man. He tripped. So we could talk about the people that's necessarily winning. I don't know, man. I had a class with a young lady, and I had to teach her some stuff, and one of the lessons was you being your biggest your biggest obstacle. You just stopping you. Oh, I used to always say, man, I got to get somebody younger to do football videos so the kids will relate to them. Somebody younger to get in the camera, and I said that to my dude who I used to call him my mentor. My mentor, he was like, man, for what? I said, yeah, man, because the kids will relate to somebody younger. He was like, some people gonna like you, and some people not.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that. As simple as that.
It's that simple.
And then in that moment, I stopped, and in that moment, I stopped thinking like that. As simple as that. Some people gonna like you, some people ain't.
Mm-hmm.
That's as simple as that. My baby mama like to take jabs at me all the time. You dress like you 20 years old. Yeah. I was like, well, listen, how you want to see me dress? You should dress nice in a suit and that. Okay, then. Once I get past the suit stage, how you want to see me dress? Like an 80-year-old man? You are what you believe you are. You understand? That's just how I look at it. You are what you believe you are. I don't recall Russell Simmons ever being in a suit. Now he wears yoga clothes or some shit. You are what you believe you are. I don't think your age, I don't think time, I don't think anything tells you who you are. You are what you believe you are in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. So I just wanted to talk to y'all, man, about just about, you know what I'm saying, about yourself, man, about overcoming those things you tell yourself when you're looking in the mirror, or stop when you got an idea. Rich, you got an idea. Hey man, I know what we should do. We should make NFTs out of tulips. We'll be the first NFT tulip website. And then you go tell your cousin Craig, and then Craig say, man, that's dumb. And then what happens to your idea? But you go tell Craig every time. And Craig somehow figure out a way, like, man, you sure you want to do that, man? They say the market down. And you sure you want to do that, man? They say, I know somebody got some house, man. The people left holes in the wall. You sure you want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
But you know why you go tell Craig every time? Because you know Craig gonna release your ass from your idea and allow you not to have to do anything. He gonna help you say no. But you subconsciously keep going to tell Craig. And Craig help you get out of it every time.
Craig, your best friend.
Every time. Craig help you be lazy. Every time. I got a friend girl that every time she got an idea, she go tell her sister. And then her sister don't do her part and they make her mad. I said, you know what? Your sister being lazy is your fucking excuse to be lazy. Because you take it to her every time knowing she ain't going to do her part, then you can blame her. I'm blaming you. No. Find somebody that's productive. Put yourself around some productive people. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself around some people that want to win. Put yourself around some people with a mindset that wants to get things done. And y'all will get things done.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, stop getting in your own way, man. I don't know what that is, Rich. What is it? I don't know. I get one of my psychiatrist friends in here. I don't know what that is that puts us in our own way like that and tells us that, man, you can't do that. I mean, you can't.
It's real simple. I mean, what I've done, you know, the older that I've gotten, is I've broken things down and made them a lot more simpler. And if you wanted to sum up how you stay consistent at whatever opportunity or dream that you have, is you have to, it's like a maze, right? And in that maze, the only thing that keeps you from getting to where you want to go is those belief killers along the way. So it really boils down to protecting your belief at every level. We could it's it's crazy, but it's 1,000 different scenarios of how your belief can be killed. For instance, if you know that you want to get something accomplished, let's say you want to work out, and all you got to do is take the first step. If you don't take the first step, that's a belief killer. Let's say you want to go out on your own and start your own business or a side hustle. And just like you said, you got that sister who's a negative Nancy, right? Once again, that's a belief killer. Let's say you have folks that you regularly hang around. You got your boys and you like, man, I want to do this over here after work every day, but I got my boys, I know they're gonna be at the bar, chasing women, watching the game. Man, I've been cool with them boys since fifth grade, man. I can't stand them up. That's a belief killer.
Mm-hmm.
So everything can be summed up as to how do you protect your belief. In some cases, you have to ascend to a higher plane. You have to go higher on that mountaintop and kind of get away from other people's voices, and you also have to get away from your negative voices as well. If you know that you're that type of person who say negative stuff when you talk to yourself, there's books on that. What do I say when I talk to myself? I forget the author who wrote that, but there's books on that. Like,
Right.
you have to know yourself. I was listening to a MMA fighter who's in his mid 40s, and they're like, "Why do you still fight?" And quite simply, he was like, "I still fight because I keep the same routine every day." So his his thing is, no matter what, he jumps out of bed every morning, he meditates, and then he does some type of stretching or some type of activity as he's getting ready. And just that simple process, he's like, you wouldn't believe it, but just doing that simple thing every single morning consistently, it actually pushes me to do every other thing I need to do throughout the day because I get my mind right. It's like the first thing I do is I spend time getting my mind right. He was like, and some people, they try to say, well, I ain't got time to meditate. I don't have time to do that. He was like, you don't have to meditate for an hour every day.
Right.
Sometimes I get up, it's 5 minutes, and then I go do my stretches, and then I go brush my teeth. Then, like, I have my routine. He's like, and if I do that every day, it's like the rest of the day falls into place. And because of that, you know, because I keep the same routine, because I'm in shape during the off season and during the season, I'm able to last that long when it comes to MMA, which is a brutal sport.
Right.
So it's really that simple. Learning yourself and then blocking those belief blockers from your mind. So that's
Right.
a big one. It's huge because that'll kill you.
Right. I've got to talk to one of my psychiatrists, one of my psychology friend, psychology. I mean, so they could tell us, like, how do we become like that? Like I was talking the other day, Hurricanes put up 70 points for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Double team in offense. Team only get 90 yards rushing. And first text X to me is our defense suck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we wired like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we wired to see the negative? Why isn't the first text, boy, the offense look good? If we could build on that, nobody ain't gonna be able to score with us. Why we don't see things like that? Like, why we don't look at things like that? And that's kind of the same way we look at ourselves. Like, you look at yourself like you're not worthy, like you're not able to build anything yourself. Like, you're not comfortable unless somebody's telling you what to do, or you're not. I've known people with recipes. Like, I had a baby mama they had a recipe to cook chicken. She wouldn't even let me see how she made it. She would go in the kitchen, and I couldn't go in the kitchen. It was their family recipe, and it was so good, but it tastes like It tastes like the chicken, the sweet chicken that we eat now.
From the
But
Chinese store, Asian store.
No, it's called it's a place on 27th Avenue, right across the street from Miami-Dade. I'll think of it. That's what it tasted like. And bro, Perry wings, like Perry wings. I knew for a fact. Yeah, I knew for a fact. Like if y'all just tried to package that and give it to somebody will buy it. But it's just like we don't believe that Nike was a bunch of dudes sitting at a table saying, let's make a swoosh. We're gonna make a check and we're gonna put the check on the shoe. And then they ran with it. Or Google, somebody stood up in a meeting and said, we're gonna name it Google. And somebody had to agree to that shit, fool. Somebody had to say, you know what? How we gonna spell it? Google.
I remember the first time I heard of Google when I was in a sophomore in high school. I was like, Google, what the hell is that?
Exactly. We're gonna make up a word and we're gonna make it a household name in 20 years. That thought started from nowhere because it didn't even mean anything.
Yep.
And they made it something. So you can't tell me the fact that you could draw, the fact that you could make shit out of wood, or the fact that you people trees and make them look like strippers. I don't know. Isn't a talent that can actually go to another level if you just focused on it.
Right.
But a lot of times the things that we do really, really well, come so easy to us that we kind of abandon it. We kind of are ashamed that we can do it. Like,
take it for granted.
Yeah, right. Google sounded better than Alta Vista.
Now, like South Florida football, I remember, because we all grew up playing, football at some point in our lives. And then when I moved to another state, I moved to South Carolina, and I saw the brand of football they was playing in high school. I was, for some of them, not all of them. There's some good teams out there like Burns. When I was up in the upstate, Burns, Dorman, they're pretty good teams. If we have people in the chat from South Carolina, you'll recognize those names. That's what I got to see. Marcus Lattimore plays, sophomore through senior year. But some of the other teams, you like, man, what is this? This look like 11U.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, in South Florida is just way different. And I didn't take it for granted.
Yeah. I think that's where my idea to create Footballville came from. When I went to the military and I lived in North Carolina, I was like, mess with a girl, her son played. Let me go ahead and watch some football.
I used to think.
And I was like, what is this? This is, yeah, it was like watching, it wasn't the same. And that's when I realized, holy crap. Like we got something different down there. Like this is not what we do on Saturday.
Well, I used to think coming out of high school in Florida, like when I went up to South Carolina and I would hear, other folks be like, oh, yeah, run fast, or this, it's genetic, we would never be able to do that. And I used to say to myself, I was like, oh, those people just don't want to work hard. That's what I used to say in my mind, not taking into consideration the factor of where this mindset comes from, where you ain't got no choice but to work hard. You feel me?
Right.
So it was just way different, and now I see that difference.
Right. Yeah, man, I don't know. I said it the other night after the game. And I just wonder, like, how does the complaints come from? You know what I'm saying? How does the complaints come from a 70-point game. Like we just won by 70 points. Like it's,
I have everybody can critique, right?
yeah.
Everybody can critique, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say when you start to criticize, that's when things become interesting because I don't remember the last time we scored that many points on anybody.
Exactly.
If you look at what ESPN is saying, ESPN is kind of like they're putting. It was in the chat the other day where they said it's a 50-50 chance A&M versus Miami, based on what they saw.
A&M?
Yeah, Texas A&M versus Miami.
Oh, you're saying there's a 50-50 chance that Miami win that game?
Yeah.
Before
A&M was the favorite, right? Before the season. After this one showing, they were like, Miami ain't gonna do nothing but get better. And based on what A&M did and based on what Miami did, Miami has a shot.
Right. I knew some people that was at the game. Shamar Stewart, our guy, he played half the snaps. I mean, so he's on the field right off the bat. He got a sack. I got a couple plays from him too. Defense looked good, he said, but he said the offense didn't look good. They didn't really look. They didn't as a team. They didn't look great. And that's just, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, week 2, I watched some of that Southern Mississippi game, and it was a bunch of highlights from the other team. But Jesus Christ, who are we playing this weekend? That looked like 13U or something the way their offense was running.
Yeah,
I was like, what's going on? Oh yeah, they was trying to find a quarterback. Every play was an interception. I was like, damn.
Yeah. But yeah, with A&M, they don't got a. I mean, who's their quarterback?
They have the names. They got the guy that was hurt who started. They got a 5-star freshman. But nobody's really proven. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Chapman in the house. That's Cam Kitchens there. He said Keith ain't happy. He caught a touchdown this weekend. Keith ain't happy. He want to transfer. I wonder why. He on the field. There was a comment right here. What's the name said? I want to post it. He said he read something on Twitter. I had it up here for a second. Oh, these comments started coming in fast. See, I seen a post on Twitter the other day said half of us be mad at the world when in reality we just don't have self-accountability. I mean, yeah. I mean, some of us don't know how. Some of us don't know how. But that's probably right. Like, if somebody ever came to you, Rich, and said something like, I'm gonna give an example. I've had people come to me numerous times and be like, "Man, them people say, man, don't fuck with Footballville." And I always be like, them people. I would be like, them people. Like, listen. First of all, them people, and most of the time, man, is one person, bro. It's maybe the person standing in front of you.
Right.
But most of the time, it's not like a cool. They didn't have a meeting, and it was like, hear you. September, we're not fucking with Footballville. It's not. Right. But if somebody says that, and if you're not weak-minded, or let me give a better word, if you're a person that get caught up in what other people think or what other people say, then that can send you for a loop.
It could.
Yeah. But usually in those situations, it's like 2 people. And they mad because I didn't come to their son AU game. I only went to the Ravens. As simple as that, bro. And they're mad at me. Like somebody sent me gas money and I didn't show up. had to understand how people are. So I mean, when they see me, they most of the time they're not gonna say it in my face.
Right.
They speak to me.
They themselves could have filmed the game. They chose not to.
Oh no, bro, that's a whole nother story. I've tried to get people to start Footballville, Baseballville, Soccerville, Hockeyville. Yeah, but you already got the platform. Yeah, but I'm telling you, you could do it yourself, and you can have like a little. But dog, you already.
You already famous.
Right. So at that point, I'm thinking
want
myself.
the fame.
Right. I've had that conversation too. But you already got it, dog. Yeah, work pretty goddamn hard. I go to work at 12 o'clock, get off at 6, and I used to go to the park right at 7 o'clock that morning and done work all night and shoot football games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so it's... Yeah, so even when you suggest it to people sometimes, they still don't get it.
Yep.
You could do it, dog. We got social media. Like, social media is basically saying, hey, you got your own TV channel. Just show the people something. But dog, you already done did it. Damn, so you really ain't trying to.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't really trying to. Okay, all right. Then I just shut up and be like, okay, all right, man.
You got the fear of missing out when you already missing out.
Right. I mean, or they can blame you. I mean, or it's like they can blame you. They can blame you, and it makes them just feel better. I mean, they have you to blame. I don't care who you're going to struggle with running a quarterback. It happens because I don't care who you are. You're going to struggle with a running quarterback. It happens. You get quarterback 4 was looking like Lamar Jackson. He a Power 5 transfer. Well, he's not a Power 5 transfer. He was committed to Florida, ended up at Jackson State, and then when Deion's son came, he got up out of there. Standing from the field, he was really good. I seen him one time break containment and sidearm a ball in between the linebackers, and it was like, oh,
it was awesome.
That was impressive. That was impressive. You know, his offensive line couldn't have been great.
Yep.
And he was making it happen. And the Goudier and them guys were helping him. Kept crashing. The ends kept crashing in. And that kind of helped them break containment a lot. Somebody said you only need your fans. Let me read a couple of these. You keep around there. He ain't trying to hear. He said they trying him in Texas and him. These kids always think they're getting tried, Marvin. We'll be glad to take you. They had some big time recruit where they were showing him more love. You scored the first time of the touchdown for the season for him, and they had him in the press conference too. And he said he had a. And when I made that video of him, he hit me back, man. He basically said, "You've been here since day one, dog." They had him at the press conference, so maybe they're trying to butter him up. Maybe they're trying to calm him down. They're hearing the rumblings of him talking about he ain't happy, and maybe he like, maybe they like, hey man, chill out, man. Let me show you we care. Okay, go ahead and get my copyright straight. Let's see.
Before I get out of that's 47. 47.
It breaks my heart.
Goddamn you. That was his first game back from Gulliver.
Where we at, go?
That was his first game back from Gulliver right there. At Central.
That will go in motion. King. Coming near side at the man. Pass is caught there. You'll keep Brown to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
How many billionaires can come from old crib? I count 3, me, A, and Bree. Bronze and rock boy, so 4 technically. I left the dope game with my record clean. I turned the coke, got champagne. I cleaned up La Madrina with.
So yeah.
Hey, how about that song though? God did. Like every time you hear it, and then you think about JayZ's career, putting out albums called The Blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's belief. That's belief on the highest level. That's believing before you have it.
He always believed.
That's faith, right?
He always believed. He always was able to see it.
Mm-hmm. The way you move, people would say that JayZ dressed different, right? As a young man, you know what I'm saying? Because doing what he did in the street was an ends to a means. It wasn't a lifestyle. You feel me?
Right.
And he knew that.
Nah, he's. I heard people poking holes in his verse, but them people just probably don't understand. Now he's playing. Now he's playing with the world like a fiddle. Exactly. He's talking about the parallel of him selling dope, getting out of there unscathed. Now selling alcohol, which was once illegal.
Was illegal.
The same way that we do in the world, America does, is say marijuana is the gateway to crack, and then all of a sudden marijuana is legal. But the biggest thing to push in the prisons and jail, the main thing is medication. 3 times a day, they're going to get medication.
Yeah,
they may not get to eat, but they're going to get medication.
Yep.
So
and I tell you what, another play on words is him talking about having the legal dispensary now, or being an investor in the legal dispensary.
Yeah,
and the fact that you could still be prescribed certain things over the counter, like your oxy, and you also got fentanyl, and I don't know what words, because I don't want YouTube to start tripping if you say a certain word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff. I mean, you can still get some of that stuff over the counter.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what he was playing with. And if you ever go listen to Farrakhan, the analogy he made about like Farrakhan talking to 60 Minutes, basically when Farrakhan was like, "Shut your mouth! I dare you!"
Yeah.
Pass judgment. And it ends with Farrakhan saying, "Pardon my friends, I'm sorry. This is my passion speaking." Where he's talking about basically, how could America talk about something being corrupt? But the play on words from Jay in that the play on life, how he's saying now he owns legally the same drug he almost went to jail for, or he could have went to jail for. The whole play on life is brilliant, dog. Is brilliant. Now, this is funny. Marvin Chapman said, "You're gonna post my son getting bombed." Okay, so I thought about this the other night, Marvin. So on this play, that's Yul Keith Brown, and there's our Cam Kitchens right there chasing Yul Keith Brown. But I thought about that. But I thought about it in a way of. In South Florida, how when you watch films like that, right? You see Yul Keith Brown catch a bomb, and then you see somebody catch him, didn't catch him before he gets to the end zone, but somebody run him down and almost catch him before he gets to the end zone. And in South Florida, a lot of times it's because you got Cam Kitchens chasing Yul Keith Brown.
Right.
Think about that. And it happens a lot. The time when Amari Daniels broke and Cam Kitchens ran him down, it's because of the level of players that are on the field. And every now and then you get a guy that just looks like Duke Johnson, that just looks like an alien compared to everybody else. But a lot of times in these highlight videos in South Florida football, yeah, it's D1 guys on both sides. it's D1 guys on both sides.
And you can't tell me about practice if you've been practicing against D1 guys for 4 years.
Right.
So I remember that Jimbo Fisher team with Dalvin Cook on it and how good they were.
Right.
And I remember when Dalvin Cook became Dalvin Cook in high school, right? I think it was maybe his junior year where he started just tearing it up. And I said to myself, what? And that's when I started to question coaching, right? So coaching that some of our young men are getting at these high school programs. And of course you interviewed Coach Drew, Coach AJ, and you just like, do they understand the level of coaching that these young men are getting out here? And automatically I said Jimbo is the luckiest man ever, because he's gonna have a kid who, the only thing you have to do is make sure that they go to class for 3 years and they show up to practice for 3 years. After that, what are you really teaching them?
Right.
We saw Dabo. Dabo just re-signed with Clemson. I think it's 10 years, $115 million. $11.5 million a year.
Right. Right.
When Deshaun got there, Deshaun was Deshaun.
Yeah.
People was like, just like, when we saw Cade Klubnik come in the game on Monday, and we were like, oh my God, that's the next guy. It was the same thing with Deshaun. When Deshaun came in the game during garbage time for Taj Boyd, we were like, yeah, Boyd is okay, but did you see that? Did you see what that freshman did?
Everybody's talking about that. No. Like I, for a long time, I even thought that South Florida coaches benefited from having a lot of talent. And I thought, and that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that they benefited from having a lot of talent. They don't get paid a lot, so they can't be putting a lot of time in it. The resources ain't there. Until one time, me and AJ got on the phone years ago, and he said, "Well, Street, what does Nick Saban do?" And at that point, I had to change the way I was looking at it. Then he went on to say how it's not about having the talent. It's about getting them to buy in, whether it's a team with talent or not. It's about getting them to buy in. So what good coaching is a coach who can get the kids to buy in to what they're coaching. It's not about talent.
Yeah.
But when he said, what does Nick Saban do, it's right. Nick Saban has created a formula of, I'm going to get the best offensive and defensive lineman in the nation.
In the nation, period. If you are not 325 pounds and 6'6", you ain't gonna be on a Nick Saban line, period. You're not.
Right.
If you 6'4", you might be riding the pine for 5 years. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's just formula.
Right. Yeah. So I stopped looking at it that way, bro. And they're getting a lot of money to organize that talent and them coaches. And then, so we can stop saying this about kids. Let's stop saying this about kids. Oh man, we're gonna get J.D. Rashada, man. I think it's all about the money with him, man. I think it's all about the money, man. With him. No, bro. Listen, everybody else doing business. Let them people do business.
Let them do business.
Everybody else are doing business from this thing that we watching on. Let them people do business. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize talking about NIL or whatever we're talking about. Oh,
how about this
Smith
one?
Family wants to do business. Let's normalize that. because it's
I feel you.
okay.
I want to just say this real quick. I remember 20 years ago, cornerbacks. If you were a 5'9" cornerback, that was considered okay. You would be a 4 or 5 star kid at 5'9". Nowadays, you could be, unless you have 2 interceptions a game and at least one pick six every other game. If you 5'9", you ain't gonna be no 4 star cornerback, unless you run a 4-3.
Yeah, I mean we've had them. We had one. Remember, we had the kid out of Ohio State. What was his name? Supposed to came here to play. He was a 5 star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every now and then. Remember that kid
Every
Florida
now and
State
then.
had? That Florida State had that played versus Ja'Cory?
I mean,
beat us
LaMarcus
by
Joyner.
himself? No, not LaMarcus Joyner. LaMarcus Joyner was one of them. Not LaMarcus Joyner. The other motherfucker. That picked Ja'Cory off twice that night. He almost ran a punt back, and he was tiny. He ended up getting kicked off Florida State team.
But that was a long time ago. I'm talking about the past, I say 10 years. Everybody wants a corner that's 6'1". It goes back to Danny Miez, right? When what they said to Mortimer. Oh, you ain't 6 feet tall, dog. Can't recruit. For some reason, even though you're catching all these passes and you are clearly separating yourself from everybody else when you are in a foot race, because you ain't 6 feet tall, you're just not a whatever star, right?
Yeah, they say you can't. Arizona State recruit. I told this story on the space last night. Arizona State recruiter basically said, "Man, if I take Johnny Ford to my coach, he'll get me fired. Because if he can't play running back, he can't play nothing else." And that's when I realized there was a conflict with recruiting. Recruiters trying to make a name for themselves. The school that they're recruiting for, the level of school. That's why they always come in there trying to look at, give me your best guys, and they at Chippewa State. Because if he can get Dalvin Cook to buy in to what he's selling, then now he has that badge on his chest and he can get another job. So there's some selfishness in recruiting too. Marvin Chapman said, "You, daddy, was better than you." A lot of people don't know that. I've heard that. We've heard the story.
We've heard that. Yeah.
About you locking people down. Yule is amazing.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how good his dad was. And I think I saw his dad play once or twice. I was living in North Carolina at the time. But this video, what made me think about this video is when Cam Kitchen catches Yule. If Cam Kitchen has 3 more yards, he maybe take that ball out of Yule's hand. And I was looking at that like, okay, that has to be Cam Kitchens. And then people would have said, and now it's on Cam Kitchens' highlight. Damn, Cam Kitchens. That dude ran Yule down. No, that's Cam Kitchens. Might be one of the best safeties in college football right now.
Right. And I want to say this. So check it. I want to say this real quick. So, because E1K, I agree with you. If you look at, because the NFL has a thing where it shows you like what are the most productive and I guess longest lasting players or guys that are dogs at their position, and what's their height, their weight, and so on and so forth, their speed. What I'm basically saying is, and we cannot deny it, right? Everybody's looking for Patrick Surtain. Everybody's looking for Patrick Surtain Jr. at corner. That's not a shot to anybody who's good. And you know what? That goes anti what the NFL is saying the prototypical corner would be who is successful in the league. Because you could be 5'10", you could be 5'9", and be a great corner, but it's just a trend. It's just like the shotgun offense. But what I do want to say is this, because I don't want to have that discussion. What I want to say is, it leads into what Street is talking about doing business, because they're trying to get their name out there as recruiters and as coaches. So they want to recruit and they want to have the biggest, fastest, alien looking prototype guys that they can. because that goes on their resume. They are doing business. So it goes back to the kids when their family talks about NIL and everything else, and even under the table money. Once again, we should normalize that term on the other side of the table. The kids are doing business as well.
Right.
So
I had to
that's where
talk
I'm going with it.
Yeah, I had to talk to people in my camp about that. Like, listen, man, let's stop. Yeah, let's stop that. Oh man, they about money, man. Whatever happened to going to a school, man. Everybody else, Dabo just got how much?
115, 10 years.
115
11.5.
because he can come out here and he can get Ray.
That's it.
Everybody else doing business. It's okay. Everybody else doing business, dog. It's okay. The kid name was Greg Reed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember him.
I'm trying to pull up Brendan Rackley Howes. Y'all remember him from IMG?
Yep. He was what, 5'8", 5'9"?
Yeah,
but he was
and
a
went to
dog,
Oklahoma,
man.
and then he
was
transferred. He went to Oklahoma, then he transferred to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
He was a dog, but he was too small at Oklahoma. I remember seeing a quarterback run him over.
But that was him, because I remember LaMarcus Joyner. You weren't running LaMarcus Joyner over. Look,
LaMarcus Joyner,
running the LaMarcus Joyner if you wanted to, you'll get your head knocked off. But that was in college. That's in the league. It's different.
Yeah, and then he transferred to Washington. And I was talking to Under the Radar the other day, and they say he's in the league, special teams.
Yeah.
They say he's in the league, special teams. He just was that much of a dog. You know what I'm saying? We had one too. What was the kid we had came from Ohio? That was a 5-star cornerback, and somehow the dark-skinned cornerback that we were going to get. And he was coming. He wasn't coming. I think he actually came. Got kicked off the team or didn't. It was really weird. This was like around Arthur Brown them time.
I forget. But shout out to Bob Sanders, man. Look, Bob Sanders was amazing. He was amazing. I just wanted to say that because that just took me back when I saw that name, Bob Sanders. He was amazing.
Darryl Green was 5'9" cornerback and made the Hall of Fame. It's about what the player, not the measurables. Yeah, but the problem with that is insane. The problem with that is that you got to get an opportunity, or you have to be smart enough to go somewhere that's going to give you opportunity. Speaking of size, anybody seen Daniel Richardson, the former Miami Kansas City quarterback, lately?
Yeah, I thought I saw a stat. He's out there. Who is he starting for again? I know he's starting
yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I was like, what?
In the losing effort versus they were out, man. It was one of those, hey man, pay me to come play games. But he think he'd been there 2 years and he finally got a chance to start.
Yeah. I was surprised, because same situation like Tiger. We all saw it. Since Daniel Richardson was a freshman, we were like, come on now. I know these recruiters don't see the big games that he's in. He was in some big games.
I actually had my boy Brian, who's I think the defensive coordinator at Maryland now. I actually had him. He was at UAB then, and he actually told me that it didn't matter anymore. He said, as for quarterbacks, bro, if they have arm talent, he said if they have arm talent, it doesn't really matter anymore. They can get a shot. Daniel Richardson in the losing effort to Oklahoma State. Go watch this highlights. This was one of the weirdest games. Oklahoma State had like 40 points in the first half, and Daniel just kept throwing the ball, dog. And whatever offense he in, looked like he's at Carol City again. He's just throwing the ball around, people running wide open. I think he had like 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, threw the ball 49 times, 1 interception. But he has a running back, Lou Nichols, that's a bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
But go check them highlights out, dog. Go Daniel Richardson, Miami Kansas City quarterback. Miami Kansas City quarterback when Miami Kansas City was kicking everybody behind and got upset by Central when the boy Flex ran for like 20 yards that night.
Yeah.
With Naquan Wright and all of them. The boy was on fire, dog.
He was. I want to say this to everybody in the chat. What we do is cutting edge. So it's slowly coming around to the professional ranks because we don't get paid to coach kids, right? So we see things and we're like, oh, this is just what it is. But you kind of have to have a slanted view when you get paid. When you get paid, you got to ask questions like, hey, are you 6 feet tall? Right? And I know that at the quarterback position, because of the Lamar Jacksons of the world, Deshaun Watsons, kid over at Arizona, I forget his name, short guy at Arizona, Russell Wilson's, the other, you know what I'm talking about. Never lost a high school game. Arizona Cardinals quarterback.
Kyler Murray never lost a high school game?
Kyler Murray. Yeah. I don't think he ever lost a high school game. So dudes like that, because of dudes like that, yeah, they had to relook at the quarterback position and say, because prior to those guys, it was if you weren't 6'3", you really couldn't play quarterback. But right. so many examples of proving that to be a myth has existed in this culture with the different types of offenses that's ran today, and how much you really give a defense headaches when you're mobile, when you can throw outside of the pocket, let alone run outside of the pocket. Michael Vick, right?
Right.
So, Drew Brees. So yeah, but we're the cutting edge. All you guys in the chat, we are the cutting edge, and we kind of see where football is going before it actually gets there. So it'll take a couple of years before certain things that we talk about matriculates into the league. So it might be a case where when you look at a James Williams, for instance, if you were 6'5", 20 years ago, you weren't. I mean, your hand was in the dirt. You were coming off the edge. Period. They didn't want to know if you could cover anybody. But now you got guys that are on defense who's just a defensive specialist. You play in the box if you're better at playing in the box, or you play in the secondary if you're just better at that. So
y'all remember LaTuan Anderson? That's what I was talking about. LaTuan Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Daryl Harvey. Tiny slot receivers are making a comeback because you got all these big old corners. Yeah, you're right. you're at a certain size. It just the only person who defied logic at his size and speed combination was like a Bo Jackson, right? You get that guy every once in a while, but at a certain size, your hips are not as fast to turn around and so on and so forth. And if you're Keith Brown and you put somebody 6'1" on Yul Keith Brown, I'm sorry, man. You might get lost. he might put you in the spin cycle.
Right.
So
man, yeah, man, y'all go check out that highlight, dog. Central Michigan versus Oklahoma State. They was spinning that thing, dog. Mm-hmm. But his running back they have, I was looking at his stats just now. Last year, that boy had a game when he rushed for 186 yards, 136, 192, 163, 215, 219, 194. His name is Lou Nichols. Yes. From Detroit, Michigan, 5'11", 222, dog. He is strong, dog. He stiff on people, dog, and they fly like he's Thanos or somebody.
Yeah, he probably going to the league.
There you go. There you go. Central Michigan running back is the dog. Listen, bro, that man is something to be. That man got it, boy. He got it. So tonight, man, we
So
got Chaminade Northwestern, man. I'm gonna make it out there a little early. I think Johnny Ford was suspended last game for getting kicked out the first game, but he may be back tonight. Tiger has to catch fire tonight. Tiger has.
he gonna. That's the thing I love about Tiger. It's the same thing like Daniel Richardson. This Tiger, it seems like week in and week out, this man is going against the Mount Rushmore of high school teams, man.
Right.
Like he can't hide from it. If Tiger doesn't bring his A game, I mean the teams. It seems like, and I know how good Ford is. He definitely needs Ford to do what he does, but Tiger got to bring his A game in order for, because you got all these guys. Didn't the one guy just get a scholarship from Miami the other day for what he did last week?
Who?
Edwin Joseph.
Yeah, at cornerback.
So you got
plays both ways.
You got a lot of blue chip guys over there. So yeah, I mean, once again, recruiters take notice of that. Who are these kids playing? Who are they going against in high school? So, iron sharpens iron.
So what we doing if James gets stuck on you, Keith? That's what I fear. I fear that teams are going to try to put James in a position where he has to cover. And I think it's Miami's job to confuse the teams and where James is standing.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I was about to say call timeout and say, Cam, where you at?
Listen, bro, not too many people can not too many people guard you, Keith, though. You ain't guarding you, Keith, bro. Like he could jump, he's fast. Yeah, so not just James, like a lot of not too many people guard you, Keith, bro. I haven't seen it yet. There you go. Is Chase Smith going to get moved up? What you mean by moved up? What you mean by moved up? Listen, 786-459-499. You want to get down with IOD Squad. 786-459-499. Big game tonight. I think IOD Squad is on sale for $15. Let me see. $15. I think IOD Squad is on sale for 786-459-499. Or click the link right there in the top of the chat. Top of the chat, man, with the blue box. Click that link. And you could get in for $15. You know, on sale for $15 right now. Let me check. Let me check. Yeah, the link is in the top of the comment section. It's always at the top of the comment section. Pin to the top, the little blue area you see. So yeah, it's $15 for today. So no, man, I just wanted to give some wisdom. I had to coach somebody today on some social media stuff, and I thought about it. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna talk to everybody. I'm gonna talk to my listeners. I'm gonna talk to my members, my followers about it. Shout out to the football villains, man. Some information was posted on in the member section on Antoine Jackson and Edwin Joseph. Y'all check that out. Another story coming by the recruit who visited Miami and his experience. Y'all check that out in the community section. If you want to join, man, the link is in the description, or you can hit the join button, which is right there next. Should be next to your subscribe button. If not, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the alert bell. All that's free stuff. Say Gil not considered a linebacker. I know he plays star, but he's basically covers linebacker. Gets all confusing, don't it? I'm sure certain scenarios. Somebody say almost game day. What are they? Thursday? I guess it is, huh? Smith and Johnson are our best sideline to sideline linebackers. Chase Smith played a lot of snaps at linebacker. Listen, man, you heard it here first. Chase Smith is a big, dynamic dude. I don't know what's taking so long when we got to learn the offense. He's not I don't know what's taking so long to get him on the field. Maybe he just got to wait his turn. Chase Smith is big and fast. We looking up at linebacker. I tell you that. We looking up at linebacker. Let me see. Man, did anybody see? This is former Auburn running back, former Chaminade running back, Shivers, that transferred to Indiana, which I thought was a great move for him. Did y'all see this play? This cornerback for Syracuse, right? Illinois. This Illinois cornerback, man, he snuffed that out fast. Did anybody see that?
That's what Brooks saying. That's not reviewable. That was a shocking Sean Shavers 40-yard line. That's what Brooks saying. That's not reviewable.
That's a hit, boy.
40-yard line. That's what Brooks saying. That's not reviewable.
Sean Shivers came back in the game, but he dumped my little dog.
40-yard line. That's what Brooks saying. That's not reviewable.
Woo. Sean Shivers not that big. You know who Sean Shivers is? Sean Shivers is the guy that ran over the Alabama linebacker in the end zone and knocked his helmet off when he was at Auburn. That's who Sean Shivers is. Oh my. I didn't even know if you could hit people like that anymore. I thought that just for sure. I thought it was just a penalty. I didn't even know you could do that anymore. I thought them days was over. I thought them days was over. The wide receiver owe him a one-on-one. Which one, dog? Which one missed it? Which one missed the block? Which one missed? Maybe it was just too many of them. Let me see. Who missed a block? Okay. Oh no! Look like they both. Oh my God! Look like they both missed. Both of them was standing there, dog. Oh no! He split both of them.
Saying that's not reviewable. First pass is- that was a shot.
You right, you won. You right.
Yard line. That's what Brooks saying. That's not reviewable.
He split. Oh my God, he split both of them. That's a hell of a play by Dog, though, man. That's a hell of a play. That's a hell of a play, dog. Target Carter. Keontra Smith tried that and got beat by. It wasn't. They said it wasn't Keontra Smith's fault. I think it was Malik Curtis' fault. They said it wasn't Keontra Smith's fault. I think Malik Curtis went in motion or something like that. I think. So listen, man, 786-459-9499. You want to get down with IOD Squad is on sale for $15 for the day. Send us a text or just click the link in the top of the comment section, man. I'm about to get up out of here. Big game tonight. Chaminade versus Northwestern. Come follow our Instagram and Twitter, man. We'll have updates of the game, video of the game. You got Jeremiah, man. You're gonna have all the kids on the field tonight, man. You got Edwin Joseph, Jeremiah Smith, Joshua Trader. You got Tiger. You got the Florida commit, the wide receiver, little dude. His name is escaping me right now. You got Punchy. It's gonna be some big time players on the field tonight. On a Thursday night game, though. Thursday night game. So listen, man, don't put off tomorrow. Something you could do today, dog. The rest of your life could be seconds away. $15 IOD Squad. Send us a text, 786-4599. 405-9499. I'm D, and I'm out of here, bro.